Rival going into this game. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. They're still compensating for the loss of Hassan Whiteside.
And that news, Kevin, means this team faces a very tough challenge. His production will be sorely missed, and it's not a problem they can just wave a wand at and make go away. I mean, this is when everyone else on that bench has to really come together and raise their performance.
And, guys, a lot of times the bench can fill that gap for a while, but when you're talking about something that's long-term, that can spell real trouble for this group. Now, some of the pressure may shift to the front office because they may have to make a move to bolster that roster.
It'll be the Wizards off the tip. And now Washington's starting group. The great pair of Wall and Beal are at the guard spots. Nene and Gortat team up in the paint, and it's Porter. And for the Wizards, Zamoshki in a two-guard. Gortat is out there with Payne, and it's Wall, and it's Hill in at the three.
My bad.
Now look here at the Heat, how they ranked in the NBA last season. 3rd in opponent field goal percentage, 4th in rebounding. And they also showed up in the top 5 in getting into the passing lanes. This is a team that's elite when it comes to getting steals.
And you mentioned their ranking in terms of opponent field goal percentage. Such an important stat. They did not give up the easy looks. You really had to work for whatever you got.
He's off on the first. And he's good on the second. Washington leading now by 3. And Wall kicks to Gortat. That is good. Gortat's got 6.
Right now they've got that field goal percentage up in the low 50s.
Putting it together offensively, looking to build some more momentum.
Brooks kicks to Bosch. The turnaround jumper. Count it. Bosch has got 4 this quarter.
He has gotten into a great rhythm here in this quarter, playing with just bundles of confidence.
It's Wall with the drive. From 10 feet out, the shot no good. And it's Miami the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building or something, but they really looked rattled.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the stripe clearly had an impact on that game.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Out to the wing. Hill dishes the Wall. Puts it up from 12, and Freak gets it to go on the assist by Wall. Wall's got his 8th assist here tonight.
And with the time left, they still can go 2 for 1.
Boy, they got to do it fast. They must hurry from here.
Bosch, the screen. Stokes kicks to Brooks. To the inside. Bosch takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
And they're starting to heat up is what they're doing. They're on fire. I mean, that's what they need to climb back into this game.
Left side wall. The dish to Freak. Fires from 18. That's short off the rim. Udrih. The shot is off. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Wizards lead by 3. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena.
All right, fellas, still anyone's ball game right now. A few things from the first half. We're being unselfish with the ball, and it's working. All the scoring opportunities have been coming because of the passing on that end of the floor, and I want to see that continue. I do like that we limited our turnovers. We weren't careless with the ball or making unforced errors, so kudos for that. And let me touch on tempo for a second. We're not out to use the whole shot clock, but I would like to see us get set up offensively. We know we can take their best punches and hang with them. Now it's time to hit them with everything we got and see how they handle it.
Give it up for your Heat. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
We've seen John Wall handling his business. He's got 13 points and 3 denials. He's a one-man wrecking crew out there.
Truly, they have no answer for him at all.
Checked in for Bosch. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. They know Udrih. He's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And Brooks subbed in for Goran Dragic. We've got Udrih. He's out there with Brooks. Stoudemire out there with Winslow. And it's Stokes in at the 4 spot. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Udrih, the pass to Stoudemire. Winslow dishes to Stokes. A baseline J. And it's Freak with the rebound.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Shot from 12. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. And the Wizards lead by 6.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
There's a minute left in the third quarter. Here's Winslow. Miami no good on that time either.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
And how about the burst in that first step, just right to the rim?
For Washington, they have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9.
And a season ago, only converting at about a 72% clip from the line.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
The Heat making a switch here. Bosch is checked in. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
The drive by Brooks. The wide open look here for Bosch. Washington with the rebound. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
You know what? A lot of three-pointers, but for me, more so, it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
You know, Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of a slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Now Udrih. With one on the clock, that misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Washington out in front, up 8. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. .24 seconds left to play here in the fourth. So on the floor for Washington. Zamoshki, he's in at shooting guard. Hill is out there with Payne, and there's Hodges, and it's Galathis in at the point.
Great pass by Bosch there.
Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Greg enjoys that too.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
And so it's the Wizards with the W. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And now time to send it over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the post-game show.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, John Wall.
There's no doubt about it. This guy is a leader. He was in attack mode all night, calling for it and delivering in some big, big plays and baskets. His point total shows everything that I'm talking about. The defense was like, what am I going to do? And he was like, nothing, because I'm toying with you.
There are two types of point guards, Ernie. Kenny would know nothing about that. He shot the ball every time he touched it. Anyway, the guys who keep everyone involved and the guys who could do it all for themselves. He's a great distributor. He's always going to get his assists, but when they need someone to take over, Wall's the guy.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.
Let's take them back.
Yeah.